It's not surprising, therefore, that in preparation for his death, the emperor, Zhu Di, had a vast burial site built just outside Beijing. These are the Ming tombs. These statues serve as a permanent reminder to the world of the emperor's power and vision. Remote, magnificent, a gigantic edifice in stone. But for his trusted friend, the great admiral, there would be no such remembrance. Just like his gigantic ships, he too seems to have vanished. Outside Nanjing, a simple tomb stands in his name, in both Chinese and Arabic. But the tomb is empty. Perhaps Zheng He was on his way to Mecca when he finally succumbed to the rigors of a lifetime at sea. His body, as the Muslim faith demanded, would be wrapped in a white shroud and delivered to the waters below.
Why did China not come to dominate the world? The first reason is, in a sense, they weren't greedy enough. China was then about all kinds of things. It was about filial piety, about honor, about Confucianism. The second reason, I think, is kind of a culture of complacency. They were inward-looking in a way that I'm afraid the West has become today. And as a result, there was a lot of opposition to the idea of going abroad. When the Confucians came to wrest control from the eunuchs and make these catastrophic mistakes, then they condemned the entire Chinese people for the next 500 years.
The treasure fleet may have disappeared, but Zheng He's legacy lives on in communities all over the world, linking diverse cultures and religions. In Indonesia, Buddhists worship him as a god. While these young Muslims learn to read from a Quran in a mosque dedicated to his name. His preaching of religious tolerance is still a lesson for us today. Perhaps his greatest legacy may be the settling of Chinese communities abroad. The voyages of Zheng He enabled members of ancient Chinese villages like this one, home to a group called the Hakka, to leave China and seek their fortunes in Southeast Asia, India, the Middle East, and even Africa. Today, there are over 35 million Chinese living abroad, 20 million in Southeast Asia alone. It's estimated that these Chinese hold liquid assets worth $1.5 to $2 trillion. And this is thanks in part to the voyages of Zheng He. Yet this great story of Zheng He and the treasure fleet has virtually been erased from history. 600 years ago, China just wasn't ready to accept the achievements of a man ahead of his time. Now history comes full circle, and China seems ready to embrace the outside world.
Today, most of us think that the natural order of things is a rich and powerful West and a weak and poor East. But in fact, for most of human history, it's been the other way around. The upshot is, I think, that the 21st century will belong to India and China. And beyond that, that the entire third millennium will be Asia's once more.
Zheng He has finally been recognized as a celebrated hero. the perfect figure for China's modern-day spirit of openness and engagement with the outside world. Today, the great treasure ships have been replaced with new giants of the ocean. The world is once again within China's grasp. History may be repeating itself, but chances are, this time, China won't turn back.